perfect is perception. Perception is all that they can see. A vacancy.
Hi guys, it's me, Michael Antis. Welcome back to my music channel, Michael Antis Music, and welcome back to another episode, but also the second episode of my new 5-part series, Awesome Autism. And I'd just love to give another shout out like I did last week to Jenny DeHame, who recently, well, for the series has made the intro for it, but also thank you very much to Robert D'Alessio, who's a friend of mine and Jenny's, who has now put it as a playlist on his Bobby Sharp YouTube channel. The playlist will be down below. Anyway, so let's get into today's episode. So in today's episode, I'm talking about what is it like being a autistic student at school, college, blah 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 blah. You get the idea. So currently I'm a performing arts student, level 3 one performing arts at college. So I'm going to start off when I was first diagnosed with autism when I was in school, and then to now basically. So as I mentioned last week, I was about 7 or 8 years old when I was diagnosed with autism, and I was in primary school. So this would have probably been in about year 4, something like that. Anyway, so I was diagnosed in primary school, and it was sort of like, it was a bit like, didn't really know much about it, and my primary school had thought, when of the fact that I've been diagnosed with it, had thought that might have had it, but didn't say anything. So obviously there needs to be a bit more like awareness of it, obviously, and stuff. But in primary school, I was very well supported with it. I can't remember much about it, just like, it was a few years ago, even though I'm only 16, but I shot them off with part of Austin. But in primary school especially, my mum was very supportive. Obviously she still is now, but she was like one of the main supports, and like my family and friends and everything over there was been supporting secondary school as well when I found out I had it. So in secondary school, let's move on to secondary school. I feel like my secondary school was very supportive of autism and my autism and my other special needs, and just me as a person. Like, as a singer, they were really supportive. Like the music teachers, the head of music, whoever, with like music videos and stuff, and they're always so supportive, like singing lessons and blah blah blah. And they're always really supportive of me. In terms of my autism, really supportive of me. They let me help raise awareness of it. I did a few talks about like special needs, like in year 7, and then when I was in year 10, year 11, I went to 1 or 2 primary schools to talk about it, and I did that through knowing one of them, and it was because of a teacher that I knew in my secondary school that I was able to sort of like met some of the one of the primary schools I went to. I knew one of the 2 of the stuff through that, so I was able to like make it a bit easier for me to be able to talk about it, and it went very well, and she'd asked a lot of questions. But in terms of my whole general time at obviously secondary school, which is about 5 years, I did get bullied a lot. I won't go into all the details of the but like people were sick, and it wasn't specifically because no one ever said, "Oh, you're autistic," but it's because it made me more vulnerable. I would say, like, people used to say things, do things. So there was, like in year 9, there was 3 boys in particular that used to say and do whatever, and not like physical, but a lot verbal, some cyber. So obviously I started YouTube when I was still in secondary school, so that was a part of it, and it was very hard. But I had a lot of great support from the staff and my friends and other people, including mum and family, when I would tell them about, that wasn't sudden trying to help, even if just like listening on, supported me in any way possible. It wasn't easy having to put I wasn't well known. I won't say I'm not that popular, but I was well known because I did like assemblies and I ran a few like extracurricular things and I helped out like being a prefect and stuff. So I was one of a lot of people, and I think that's sort of like, you know, might have increased the amount of bullying and all. And I was obviously on YouTube as well, and you know, so I put myself out there. But I just want to show people that people with autism or whatever special need, disability, mental health condition, whatever, are amazing and they can do whatever they put their mind to. So now, obviously, I joined college last year in September. That's how sort of the academic year works in the UK, blah blah blah. So I had first sort of like decided going to the college I'm going to do performing arts a few years ago. And originally I was going to do music, but then I decided to perform arts because in music you have to do like all the technical aspects like management, like making music, which I'm not very good at and I don't feel confident doing. Performing arts tends to obviously singing but also acting, which I love both, and just performing itself, and everyone is so lovely. So in college, the first time I was properly at college was in, I had like this open day in year 10 and it was lovely. I got to know a bit more about performance, and obviously like before joining the college in December 2019, I went to like this like event thing. It's like sort of like so it's sort of like so they know the people and blah blah blah, and so you get to know a bit more about what course you're doing. And obviously I picked to do performance, and then so like earlier, well, sort of like later last year as well. Before joining the college, I spoke to them about my special needs and stuff just so they knew, obviously. And then obviously when I joined college, in performing arts, like in PE for example, like in secondary school or whatever, you know, like eye contact and hand coordination aren't really great. And in performance, especially with my low muscle tone, which I know is separate, well, it's kind of part linked to autism, but it does affect like muscles, so sometimes I won't be very good at dance, but say if it was like obviously PE, I was in secondary school and primary school, obviously it was like more, you know, like football, whatever sport. So basically, you know, like, you know, a few other the pupils, you know, peers at my college in performing arts have autism. Some of them I didn't even know had autism at first until I spoke to them about my autism. Some have ADHD, some have many other things, and it's so nice to be able to have people to relate to. And we talk about it a lot, maybe not all the time, but we do talk about it, and it's very good and a lot of them have a passion, you know, about like, you know, this is not going to stop me. And obviously they're doing performing arts, you know, so they want to perform, they want to act, they want to sing, they want to dance, be in theatre, be in musicals, be in, you know, TV shows, soaps, whatever. And they're so amazing and since I joined college, I feel a lot more confident in performing arts. I think a lot of the other people, like especially the also do performing arts, there's a few. They are very. I would say that, not saying that you know we're confident all the time, but they're very good at what they do. I think they'll be amazing actors or singers or whatever line of words in the industry they want to do, and they're amazing. And they're fabulous, and they're really supportive of me, which I like. They're supportive of my songs. The tutors are really supportive of me. Like, they always give me feedback, and you know they're always like, what to do better, but they will support me if I need any support. I know how to talk to them, which is lovely. Like at the end of like every, obviously in general we can always talk to them if needed, but also at the end of like every hour, turn me like one-to-one. They say, how have you been doing? How's lockdown been? Blah blah blah. It's lovely, and especially with my autism and stuff, it's lovely to be able to have other people to relate to, and yeah, I think that's pretty much all I want to say. But yeah, so. And if anyone from the schools or colleges is watching this, hi, and thank you for support. And if any of my family, well, I know Mum probably watch this, but hi. So that is another episode of Awesome show, special edition about my Atlantis. I think next week's episode is going to be about talking about a bit more being an autistic singer, which will be very interesting to talk about. A thank you again to Jenny DeHame for making the intro, and as I said, the playlist will be available on the Public Shots YouTube channel, because there has been a special video announcement made on there if you want to go and check that out. And yeah, and I will see you next episode. I really hope you enjoyed this episode, Annie. Bye guys.